Hello, authors and readers alike. Welcome to another featured author interview. And we are now streaming live in our Readers Magnet Facebook page and Readers Magnet YouTube channel. So if you haven't subscribed yet, kindly do so you will be updated with the latest happening that we have here with Readers Magnet. I'm Red Sanchez, and our author or the person that we're going to be interviewing today is Luckisha
Yes.
Townsend, and
hmm
she'll be talking about her book. This is a very interesting book, and I know a lot of us will be, we'll try to get to know more about her and about the book. It's entitled "Your Wealth Lives Within:
hmm
How to Use the Most Powerful Wealth Building Tool to Secure Your Future." And probably the best way to start this conversation is to kind of like try to introduce more about yourself, or just a little bit about yourself, Lakeisha.
Okay. Well, I'm Luckisha Townsend. I am a native of actually West Virginia, but I moved to Columbus probably about 30 years ago now. Well, so I guess I am a native. I'm a Buckeye now. But I'm a business owner. I've been teaching actually CPR training for like 18 years, and I've always, been interested in, making sure that I, handle my money correctly and things like that. And so I was always really strict, and once I, focused myself on something, I would accomplish it. And so probably like 5 years ago, I paid my house off, and I
Wow.
paid my car off. And so, and I did it in a, a way that, most a lot of people don't realize that you can do. I mean, they know that if you make one extra payment, that kind of takes some years off of your mortgage. But I'm like, well, most people, if their mortgage is like $1,000, they're not going to be able to have that extra $1,000 to do that. So what I did was I divided my monthly payment by 12, and then took that amount and added it extra onto your monthly pay, as your principal. Make sure it goes to your principal. And that way it's a little bit easier than coming up with a solid $1,000. So it may be maybe 150 extra that you would put on your mortgage. And so that seems like it would be more feasible for people to do. And so that's what I kind of did. And I actually got it paid off. It ended up being like 10 years that I was able to, pay my house off early.
Wow, congratulations
Okay.
with that. I mean, I've been seeing this kind of videos in TikTok for
hmm
I think that was like a couple of weeks ago, and that's pretty much like the tip of that
hmm
lady. I couldn't recall her name, but
hmm
she's kind of right. If you pay extra, or pay more than what you're actually paying monthly,
hmm
you'll actually you know you're basically deducting the number of months
hmm
that you're supposed to be paying
Yes.
for this specific thing, or it could be a house, it could be a
Right.
car.
Yeah.
You just have
Anything. Yeah.
to, yeah, exactly. But I think my question first
hmm
for you today is that how did you, or what is your inspiration in creating or publishing this book?
Well, like I said, I paid off my house, and then everybody, of course, once they find out that, everybody want to know. Like it's like even when you lose weight, how'd you do that? And all that. And so, so I would tell people, and they'd be like, "Oh, okay." But I always felt like it was my story. It was the way I did it. So I felt like maybe they couldn't grasp it. That wasn't their level. Or think that they could do it. And so this earlier this year, I took a course, became a financial coach, and in this course, it gave you steps. It's called Seven Baby Steps, and it kind of and just like it says, seven baby steps, little baby steps. So you go at your own pace to get yourself out of debt, and then have wealth in your future, and secure your future. And you use it with your income. And a lot of people think you gotta uh, be in real estate and all that, which is that is good. That is definitely a way. But if you're not into that or don't have access to that, your actual income that you're making now, you can leverage that to create your wealth. So that's why I created a book, and I wanted it to be another avenue that I could use in my coaching classes, or to also reach other people that I may not be able to have as a client, but at least they would know what my name was, you know. And, and they'd be like, "Oh, okay, that girl there, yeah, she, I've read her book, yeah, So that's what I kind of wanted, and it's. I think of it as a ministry to everybody should be financially secure. It's not just about us; it's about the generations that are coming up behind us. So if we kind of get ourselves on track, then we can teach the ones behind us. Because they didn't teach this in high school. They didn't,
Exactly.
and
I
not even
agree.
really in college. So you have to be willing to get that knowledge, and you have to go out there and find it. So I was trying to find a better way for people to understand it. So that's why I went for the mindset, because that's where it starts, in your mind. Everything starts in the mind. You're thinking, how you perceive things. And so that's what the book is mainly about. Thinking about how way you do one thing is the way you do everything. If you're a procrastinator, you're gonna procrastinate. It may be in different ways, but you're gonna procrastinate in
Yeah,
everything you do. And so knowing that, and then knowing yourself, that will definitely help with when it comes to your finances.
that's true. I agree. But so right now, how many clients do you have that you help for like navigating them in this complex world of let's just say financing
Yeah.
planning or financial planning?
Right now, I'm working with two right now, and I've worked with like, since I started this year, I've had like 10 clients that I work with. I started with my church, so I started with people in my church, because I wanted people in churches usually don't get that financial understanding of money, so I thought I would start there. And so I'm working with two ladies now, on with their finances. And the thing about coaching, you have to meet them where they are. Even with the 7 baby steps, you may not get to baby step 2 for 6 months or a year, depending on how much debt you're in. So that's where the coaching
Mm.
is there for support, and and keep them motivated and say, you can do this, and I'm there to say, hey, okay, how did you do this week? Did you not spend on something that was unnecessary? So that's what I am. I'm not an advisor. Those are the type of people who,
Oh, okay.
yeah, there is a difference. Those are the type of people who, tell you about, how you invest and things like that, what to invest in. Now, I'm just, I always like to see, because I was a basketball player. So I'm like, I'm that coach on the sideline. I give you the play, and then you go out there and put it into practice. So
Wow,
that's what I go.
that's really interesting.
Yeah.
And so this people that you're helping with as of now, how are they doing when it comes to their finances?
Of course, it's a process. They're doing a lot better. They're understanding how they spend their money. They're recognizing, oh, you know what, I don't need to spend it right now. Or, they can go in as like, especially if it comes to a car or something like that. A lot of people, when they're in debt, they feel like they're at that, at people's mercy, because you're in debt. And so when you have that security of your finance, and you have your, finances in order, you can go in and negotiate. You going out like, this is what I got. This is as much as I want to spend, and that's it. And then if they don't meet your needs, then you can walk out, and you feel comfortable walking out, because that you have the money that you want to spend, and you don't have to spend extra like they want you to spend. So that's one way of being in control of your money.
And how do you see these people right now? Probably, let's just say, uh, let's put it like 5 years from now. How do
Mhm.
you see them? Like, are they gonna be able to make it to like pay off their debts or something like that?
Yes, I do believe that, because it's not, it's right now, and we're doing like a 9 week sessions. And so,
Mm.
in 9 weeks, you're not going to be able to you're not going to be able to be over here, in 9 weeks. But hopefully the tools and the confidence, with working with me, when, even when we're not together, you remember like, okay, Lakeisha said this, and then I'm also, I always tell people I'm always going to be there, regardless of, whether, our sessions are over, that time period, you can still call me because I have your best interest at heart and I want you to succeed, so if there's something that, need some, advice on, oh yeah, I'm always there, always there.
So if I need some advice from you right now, because I'm about to purchase something, I can call
Uh-huh.
you. Like, let's just say it's like, um, you know, 1 o'clock in the afternoon or five
Okay.
o'clock in the afternoon. Like any time during the day, I can call you and get some advice, right?
Well, I I do have a schedule,
Okay,
so
all
you
right, I
may
see.
so you may be able to get, get my voicemail and then I get back to you.
Okay,
Because see, what I don't want to be is, be your codependent. I don't want to be
I see.
your enabler. Okay,
Right,
because
because
you want
that's
to be
what I'm
able to figure
thinking
it
earlier. Yeah, that's what
you
I'm
want to
thinking.
be able to
Okay,
figure it out yourself. Yeah.
yeah,
So I want to get you to that point where right now, yes, I'm holding your hand, but eventually, you'll be able to walk it by yourself. I want you to be.
yeah. Well, that's a good technique right there. But probably my question here for you
Yeah.
today
Yeah.
is that what is my how do you say that, like the total cost for me to work with you, and or let's just say how are you being compensated on this matter?
Got you. I'm paid by session. Okay, so it's an hourly session. We can do, session by session, depending on, if you want to, just see how it is. Or of course, I give you a discount. Of course, if you make a little bit longer commitment. So roughly, it's like 350 a session. And then, like I say in the book, that like when you have a personal trainer or something like that, um, you have to you pay them, but see, I'm going to show you where the money is so you can pay me.
I
I'm
see.
gonna help you find the money so you can pay me, so you'll feel comfortable with spending. And it's an investment. That's what people need to remember. You need to invest in yourself, and to get yourself out of debt is an investment you should be willing to invest in.
Exactly. Same goes with marketing. You need,
Hmm.
in order for you to get something out of it,
Hmm.
you need to invest. You
Right.
know, sometimes it's not just a small amount, but
Hmm.
most of the time,
Hmm.
most of the time it's something huge, and you need to be
Yeah.
ready for that
Right.
if you really want, let's just say changes.
Right.
It could be about your life, it could be about your finances. You
Hmm.
need to be ready what
Yeah.
what you can offer
Right.
to the audience, or to yourself, or to
Yeah.
somebody, in order to get that changes that you wanted.
Right.
So in this book that we're showcasing today,
Hmm.
is it that, like, how easy is it for somebody who doesn't have any knowledge when it comes to like this accounting stuff?
Hmm.
How is it, how easy is it for them to understand this, what you call baby steps here,
It,
or easy steps here?
yeah, it's real easy. Actually there's seven of them. The
Mm.
first one is, you want to get, try to get at least $1,000 emergency fund, because most people don't even have $400 in their account if something happens major. Like, you your car, you need tires, or appliance breakdown. Most people don't have that, and so that's why the system has taught us the, oh, get a credit card, let's put it on a credit card. But
Oh yeah,
that's fine, but okay, but when the bill comes, do you have the money to pay it? Right.
I
So that's
agree.
what
I agree.
so so that's where the emergency fund comes in. So this one is usually it's the hardest, but it's the easiest, because you want you want to do whatever you can. If you got to sell stuff, see, this is where you get radical. You got to want it bad enough. You got to, if you want to get out of debt, you got to do something that you never done. So that means if and most people have a lot of stuff around their house that's and I'm selling stuff
That's
now.
me.
I'm selling stuff now myself, even now today. And
Yeah.
somebody, I got two scales, that are digital. I don't need two digital
Okay.
scales. So yeah, I put it on, Facebook Marketplace to see if I can sell it. So that's what you want to do. You want to be able to, take those items that you can sell or get an
that you
extra
don't use
job.
anymore.
Right. Get
Yeah.
an extra, of course, an extra job is always, the best next thing to do. But sometimes you can't do that. But so that's why you have to figure out and, find ways to do it. And so sometimes it may not take, it may take you a couple months, and that's why I don't like, okay, you got to get it done in a month. No, you got to get it done when it's convenient for you to get it done. But the point is to get it done. That's the whole point. And then once you've done that, now you have that little security. You have that little security blanket knowing that if something happens, at least you got the money to take care of it. Okay. And now the
Yep.
second step is getting out of debt.
That's kind of hard. That's kind of
That's
hard.
that's the
Um,
biggest one. So
yeah,
baby
yeah.
step two, you might be in baby step two for 3 to 5 years, depending on how much debt you're in. But the thing is that you don't want to see that as a deterrent. What you want to do is see it as, okay, that's a goal. I want, and it set a goal. Just like I just bought solar panels for my house. That's the thing. It's going everything's going solar. So I thought I'd go ahead and get my solar panels. And so I have set a range to where next year by August I would have them paid off. I'm hoping sooner, but that's where I have it. I measured it out that
So
August of what.
you're putting a deadline with everything that
Hmm.
you do or
Yes,
spend
yes,
to make sure that you're not gonna be in that situation for the
yeah,
rest of like
yes.
for like 5 years or so,
Right. I
right?
mean, because when they set the contract up with me, the contract was 25 years. I don't want to be.
You don't want to be with that contract for 25 years, right?
Right, right.
And that's not the
Paying the
only thing
minimum
that you.
payment. And so
Oh
that's
yeah,
that's the other thing is that a lot of people, that's how they get you. That's of course marketing, how marketing is. They
it's
know.
part of the strategy.
Yes, and
Yeah,
so you're thinking, oh, I'm only paying $67.10, a month. Oh yeah, that's no big deal. I don't have to worry about getting it paid off. But remember that if you go the length of that loan, you're gonna be paying double what you actually purchased it for.
yes, that's true. I agree. I've been in that kind of situation, and then when
Yeah,
I try to do some math, that simple
yeah.
mathematics, I'm just
Hmm.
adding every amount that I'm paying every month, and I was
Right,
trying to count it like, okay, I'm gonna pay for like 24 months, so let me
right.
calculate it, and that's
Hmm.
when I realized that I'm paying more than the amount
Hmm.
of that specific item.
Right.
Just like
Because yeah,
if you have a phone, if you are leasing a phone or something like that, you're actually paying more
right. That's right.
than the original price of the phone.
Because
So
you're
that's
paying
really
for them to lend you what, like the
yeah,
phone, or let you have the
yeah,
phone ahead of time, or or to borrow that money that you're borrowing from them. So yeah, so you paying interest on that. So
that's
your goal is to, yeah, you want to, if you have to use those those methods, but you got to use them to your advantage. Always, it shouldn't be at their advantage. It should be to yours. You know, and so even like when a lot of people get cut off, and I talk about college, because a couple years ago my son graduated from college, and luckily um, he was he came out with like only 20,000, but he went to school for 4 years because he went to community college and then went to university. And that's a big thing I'm pushing now, to parents that please, tell your kids to really think about where they're going to school, why they're going to school. Is the school going to have exactly what they need for their degree, and is it worth that money that that university wants you to go in debt for that degree?
exactly that's true. And my question here for you as well, Lakeisha, is that what could be the let's just say a special step that you have here in
Hmm.
this book that can really make a big change in my financial situation right now.
Right now, okay. My first thing I would tell a person is to write everything down. If you don't have where some type of spreadsheet or something that you're using to keep track of your expenses, that's your first step, because what you want to know is what's going out and what's coming in. And so what you want to create is what they call a $0 budget. And so what that is only thing that's meaning is that your income versus your expenses should equal zero. So that means not that you got to spend to get it to zero, but every you know where every dollar is going, and hopefully some of it will be going into savings. But that's what you want. That's how you want a $0 budget. That's your first step. First step.
Yeah, it's kind of hard for some out
Yeah.
there to really do that because they do have, especially like young adults, they
Hmm.
kind of party sometimes. And if you are into the social media stuff, you tend
Hmm.
to get envy, like, a friend of yours have an iPhone
Hmm.
14 or 13.
Yes.
Now I got to get that, but
Yes.
I don't
Yeah.
have the money, but I have my
Hmm.
credit card. I can use my credit card. Let me
Right.
get that. So
Right.
we somehow they don't think about
Yeah.
like what's going to happen tomorrow, like
Hmm.
what might be the consequences of you know doing this kind of you know
Hmm.
like panic buying kind
Right.
of
Yeah.
stuff to your finances. So
Yeah.
over time you will then realize that you're actually in debt for, like, I don't
Yeah.
know, maybe $10,000.
Right. Yeah.
um and that's gonna be a big problem. So
Hmm.
anyway, for those who are watching us live right now, kindly grab a copy of Luckisha Townsend's book. It's available in Amazon.com. There it is. Wow, there's a wonderful cover, and there's a lot more in the background if you can see. And you can also check her website. You do have a website, right?
Yes, that's correct. And
And that is okay. Go ahead.
oh, it's TTP, which the acronym for trust the process. That's what it is. Getting yourself out of debt is, it's a process. So you got to trust the process. Financial coaching.com,
Right. And if they want to contact you,
or
they can
coaching
just simply go to
services.com.
that website,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Sorry,
and they
coaching
click that
services.com.
that's wonderful. That's wonderful. Well, I guess my very last question, because we're like doing an overtime here. I
Yes.
just didn't
This was
realize that.
fun. This was so
Yeah.
fun.
my my one last question here for you. What would be your advice for everyone that is in debt, that is in a very tough financial situation right now, that needs some kind of a simple advice to make their life easier?
um, there is hope. And remember that you may have wandered into that, but it's going to take a little bit to get out. And sometimes you might need some help. So getting a financial coach is should be something you should consider. I mean, even if it's just for a month or two, just to have somebody like help you woo-saw and say, okay, yes, I can really do this. I can get myself out of that. But it's going to take discipline. It really is. It's just like with losing weight or anything. It's going to take discipline. But you have it. It's within you. Like the wealth, it's within you. You can do it. You can do it. And I'm here to help you get there.
Well, thank you for that wonderful advice, Lakeisha. And thank you as well for your time today. I wish I can extend our conversation. I still
Yeah.
have a lot of questions for you. Yes, but we're running out of time. And thank you again for
Thank
being with us
you.
here. Yeah, and you do have an upcoming shows, right?
Yes, yes. I'm actually going to do it's for caregivers that I'm doing this coming. Actually, it's right after the New York event. So that's why I won't be able to be there in person. Um, but I'm doing that event for caregivers. And caregivers, that's definitely some, people who need to, know about finances, because when you're taking care of someone else, yeah, that's that can be an expense that's unexpected.
Yeah, I actually wanted to ask you about that, but like I said, I'm running out of time. But thank you though. There you go, guys. Kindly check Lakeisha's Townsend's website. It's actually in your screen right now, and you can contact her. You can get
Yeah,
more information about her in her website. And again, her book is available in Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com. And again, thank you for your time, Lakeisha.
thank you, Red. It was awesome.
And as we say here